So I had a movie night, and I was like thinking, what would be the best movie to watch with friends? And I looked up this article, I found it, and they said number 3 was American Psycho. American Psycho, starring Christian Bale.
American Psycho's the third best movie that you can watch with friends for movie night.
Yep.
Hate to know what the first and second best are. Have you seen American?
Blade Runner was number 1.
Number 1. Really? David Cronenberg's Crash.
Yeah, number 1, The Human Centipede. Have you seen American Psycho?
Yes. There's death, murder,
Nudity,
torture,
Christian Bale,
sexual mutilation,
psychos,
Americans.
William Dafoe.
That's a very bizarre choice. Maybe we just run with a different crowd.
Well, I was going to say, was it like, did it explain its reason, or was it like one of those AI articles that was like...
No, this is the IMDb
Or is
list.
it just one in Movie Snob is like,
yeah, so
but American Psycho, it's got the emotional depth that you're looking for
it's
movie
really
night.
based on the Great American Novel, and it really paints a true portrait of what true a bureaucratic America is like that we don't get to see.
There's a lot of memes I've seen on TikTok from American Psycho. It's like the...
Why? Why?
Yeah, we got Paul Allen's business card.
Yeah.
Very nice. I would say Christian Bale did a great job in that movie.
Really
it's I'm glad I watched that after watching like the Dark Knight trilogy, because because that came out obviously before, but I just feel like he is such a method like character actor that he is so entirely different in that movie than in the Batman movies.
We did movie night a couple years ago, and I was like, here's a movie that everyone will like. It was Halloween, so I was like, let's watch Young Frankenstein. It's a classic, one of Quentin Tarantino's favorites. Mel Brooks comedy. Riley fell asleep about 5 minutes in.
Well, two people left halfway
through. Me and Josiah were sitting there.
We were fighting to make it to the end.
We started it at like 9:30 or something. That movie's sort of funny, but it's not that funny.
And there's a lot of like, I don't know, really brings down the party vibes at some of the stuff going on in that movie.
Yeah.
Party was over after that one.
The party was over. Everyone kind of left. Everyone left in silence. It was like after me and Riley watched Moon in college. The credits rolled and we just went straight to bed. We didn't talk about it. We didn't say goodnight. We just both went to sleep.
You didn't kiss each other goodnight. You just left, which is too bad because that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Movie nights. You either love them or you hate them. But you know what we love? The Good Chill Hunting podcast. Welcome back. How do you like them apples? Josiah, what have you been watching this last 7 days?
So the three of us watched one movie together that we can get to at the end. But I watched two movies besides that one. I watched the first and second Ghostbusters. They were on my watch list, so I had to get to them at some point, and I knew that if I was going to watch one, I had to watch both. So that was my first time watching those two movies, and let me tell you, I do not really care for them.
I've only seen the first one. Watched it a couple years ago. I thought it was fun. Like, maybe, do you think it's a movie that you would have more fun with on a rewatch?
Maybe. But it's funny because all of my qualms, everyone on Letterboxd who gave it higher rate, I gave the first one 2.5 stars and I gave the second one 3 stars. And so for the first one, everyone in the reviews had the same critiques as I did. Like, it was just like no depth, no character development. It's really just gags and blamos and stuff.
It's cool. It's cool.
I know, but I'm saying that these people acknowledge those things and they're like, it shouldn't work, but it does. They're like, I don't care. For me, I'm like, it shouldn't work and it doesn't. So I don't know. I'm just like, I think there's a lot of interesting, like obviously the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and the Proton Packs, and like there's so much iconic, the Ghostbusters theme song. It's like there's so much from this, but like I'm acknowledge the fact that it was a very culturally impactful movie, but just the movie itself, like you hear so much about parts of the movie where you see images or pop culture references, but the movie itself is just like, here's my thing. I don't have to talk about it for too long. Ernie Hudson, his character, Winston, Why is he in these movies? Have you seen them?
You tell us.
He gets introduced halfway through the first one and doesn't do anything. They don't do anything with his character.
One word: diversity.
I literally, because like he doesn't do, like, even before they introduce him, it's not like they're like looking to add team members. They just bring him on. He doesn't contribute any sort of dynamic to the group. And then in the second movie, it's the same thing. They're not like, hey, let's do something with this character. And then there's like in the second movie, there's like a courtroom scene and all 4 Ghostbusters are present. The 3 main ones are on trial, and Winston, Ernie Hudson's just like, man, hope you guys find your way out of this one. And then he's not in the rest of the scene. But then he's in the next scene.
He was filming another movie.
I
He
guess,
couldn't make
but
it.
it's like literally like they just couldn't figure out what to do with him. They just wanted to add a 4th one for diversity, I guess. I mean, like, he seems like a great actor. It's like they could have done a lot, but they didn't. Also, last thought. Last week when we talked about characters who always play themselves, actors who always play themselves.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray in the 90s and 80s
Yeah.
is the definition of
Scrooged,
that.
Groundhog's Day, Ghostbusters.
Stripes.
Have you seen Stripes?
No, but I know about it. It's Harold Ramis, the guy who did Ghostbusters. What about Bob?
Osmosis Jones.
Yeah.
Zombieland.
No. Well, no.
He plays Bill Murray.
Yeah, he plays himself. Anyway, so a lot of people obviously like the Ghostbusters, but I probably would like the 2016 one more. Melissa McCarthy, hilarious.
Or you got the Paul Rudd one.
I would probably actually like those a little bit more.
I want to watch those. I don't know. Not to say you're being too harsh, but like, are those movies trying to be anything other than like cool spectacle and like a fun afternoon?
Well, clearly not. But I'm saying they're not trying to do those things. Therefore, I don't think they're a good movie. Like, and they're
Josiah only likes art films. Besides, like, have you ever seen Terrifier 3? It's pretty freaking awesome.
There's a lot to say about feminism.
I just the one joke I just always remember is like Dickless over here, and the mayor's like, or he's like, is that true? He's like, it's true. This man has no dick.
Yeah, the movies have great bits, especially the second one. That's why I liked it more. There's some bits that were like, this is funny, and this is like, feels like you get to know the characters more, but then it's like gone, or it's like another 20 minutes till you get something like that again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when I watched the first one, I gave it 3.5 stars.
I also just watched them both by myself, and I think that changes the movie watching experience.
Especially with comedies. I think comedies are a lot better when you're watching with people.
Yeah, I agree. Someone else talk.
Do you not
Noah?
have any other? Was that the other movies?
You just watched 2 movies.
Okay.
And
Well, I only
and
watched.
the third movie.
I watched 2 movies. We'll talk about the one we watched together, and then I watched Lilo and Stitch. Not a whole lot to say. I was
Does
just
that
feeling.
stay in your top 4 Letterboxd?
I mean,
After a rewatch?
that top 4 is sort of in flux, but I put it on because it was like late and cold and dark, and I was like, let's just put on a comfort movie. And so
It's just dark and cold outside, and you're just hearing.
yeah,
Roller coaster ride, baby.
Yeah, I wanted a comfort movie, and so I was like, Lilo and Stitch. I still love it. I still laugh. I still appreciate the emotional moments. Yeah, I'd say it probably stays my top.
What's the most emotional moment in that movie?
Probably when Stitch is sitting out in the rain by himself, and he's got the little ugly duckling book with him. He's like,
yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm lost.
I'm lost. You're like, me too, Stitch.
Give your best Stitch impression. Go.
Hi. Chris Sanders, who directed The Wild Robot, also directed Lilo and Stitch, and he voiced Stitch.
Interesting. No, he's an impressive lineup. My turn.
Noah said it's a second movie.
And I, while I have a microphone in my hands, no, that was it.
Oh, you okay?
I only had 2 movies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, The moment you all been waiting for. I watched a 2024 release. It's getting so many buzz awards. I watched Emilia Pérez.
I don't think the audience knew that you were going to watch that.
Well, tell them a little bit more about how you got to that point.
So I've been building a movie room for it's been a little over a month working in progress. I got a new TV, OLED TV. Pretty proud of this movie room. And Josiah, knowing Josiah and other friends have liked to do What Are the Odds with me. And if you know me, I don't back down from a challenge or back down from a bet. Because I do lose them a lot.
It's true.
So this movie's been getting a lot of awards buzz, but a lot of critics, people I have seen on YouTube, say this movie is poo-poo. And people are like, this is gonna be worse than Crash if it gets nominated for Best Picture.
Give a quick summary of what the movie's about.
Zoe Saldana plays a lawyer, and she is recruited by a really famous cartel boss to do an assignment for her, and it's a musical, and then things go from there.
Okay.
Very well. And so what'd you give it?
I gave it a half a star. This movie is really bad. The songs, there's no good songs in this movie. There's a song going around TikTok or Twitter, not good. That's pretty much the whole movie is just songs that are not entertaining or fun. I feel like they're just kind of hand holding you through the whole movie about like what's going on. Like, this is how I'm feeling when I'm talking right now on this podcast, and now we're gonna go to this next segment and we're gonna talk about this. It felt like that the whole movie.
Was it a worse musical than Joker Folie à Deux?
Yes.
Wow.
This would probably be the worst movie I have seen. If I watched this last year in 2024, this would probably take the cake.
Wow.
So why is it getting, according, like, if you can pick apart what it is about the movie that's making it be such award buzz? Like, I've heard, like, even now, even after it's kind of gone a little bit more viral since the Golden Globes, people are watching more, and some people are saying it's like Oscar, like Best Picture.
It probably will get. I really don't understand. This is the story revolves around someone who's in the LGBTQ community. I don't know if that has to do with something. I was reading reviews, and people in that community do not like this movie. So and a lot of the movie is in Spanish. So maybe if
I don't know what's happening. They're trying to hold
there's
my
no
hand.
subtitles.
I forgot to put on closed captioning.
So I don't know if that had to do anything with it. I mean, Zoe Saldana, I think, is the only positive of the movie. If I would give it a
Selena
positive.
Gomez.
Oh, she's horrible. She's horrible.
She's horrible.
I really think her. I mean, I'm not a Spanish dialect coach, or I don't really know English that well, but I don't think her Spanish is that good.
Okay,
I don't
but
think
like,
her acting is that good.
Okay, like it's like actually just everything about her performance just is not impressive.
I'm not a fan of this at all.
But what about Wizards of Waverly Place?
Oh, that's a like Emmy nominated performance right there. If I had to give her some praise,
Kids Choice Award?
yes, she's
Teen Choice Award?
yeah. So this movie, Emilia Pérez, do not go.
Do you feel like you gained anything by watching it?
No.
Anything?
I was watching and I thought this movie, I was like, this has to be almost over. And I looked and it was 45 minutes in and I still had an hour 15 left or something like that. No, because it was 2 hours and 15 minutes. I was like, man, I can't do this. So I turned it off and came back the next day to finish it. It was tough.
You're so brave.
I am brave. Thank you.
No, you
Thank
just lost a bet.
Yeah.
I did.
Maybe you're so stupid for taking the bet.
Maybe that's the moral of the story. But yeah, that's a half a star movie. And
List grows every day.
I really would like just you two to watch to experience it yourself. So
Nah.
maybe one day. Godzilla -1. That's my next movie I watched, and that's a 4.5-star movie. Godzilla -1. I have never been a big fan of monster movies. I think they're kind of just big messes. Human characters aren't good. I don't enjoy them at all. I was so looking forward to Godzilla back in the day with Bryan Cranston because I was off the high of Breaking Bad. I'm like, yes, give me this. And then I go see it, and he's barely in the movie. And you barely see Godzilla. He's also barely in the movie. Godzilla -1 is fantastic. Like, the human characters are good. I love the story that you go on with this main character, and the visual effects of Godzilla. He's not the good guy like he is in like Godzilla and King Kong. Like, they pay him out to be the good guy. Like, he's the bad guy, and they're trying to take down Godzilla. And it's really entertaining.
It's a Japanese film,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah,
There's no English
Nope.
or American actors.
which you could do English dub, but I do not recommend that.
Yeah. And then you feel like Godzilla as a character and as a storytelling piece, is it a good movie because of Godzilla or like in spite of Godzilla? It being a Godzilla movie. You know what I'm asking?
Yeah, I think both.
I just think
But-
I think it's so impressive
No, the latter.
if a movie can take something as just like this giant hulking monstrosity of Godzilla just smashing buildings and turn that into what sounds like a very well-crafted story and with characters that just
Yes, because
sounds like it's really hard, and it has been hard to do in the past because they failed quite a bit.
Mhm.
So it's if they can nail that. Is Godzilla an integral part of the movie, or is he in the background while the main story takes place
His
in the
name's in the
foreground?
title.
Well, that's how you get butts in seats. But I'm wondering if
I would say he's an important piece, but he doesn't he's not, because there's a story that's being told through this main character, and Godzilla contributes to that story, but like he's still going through his arc.
Godzilla's the
without
love
Godzilla.
interest.
It's a rom-com.
giant female Godzilla.
I don't know how to tell her I love her.
So she sent this text, but didn't end with a smiley face. Does she like me?
Yeah.
Rawr.
Hey man, there's plenty of fish in the sea. I came out of the sea. I know all the fish down there. But anyway,
Don't see Emilia Pérez. See this movie, guys. It's really good.
You missed a movie.
No, I didn't.
You sure did.
I'm still talking about movies.
Oh, I thought you were wrapping it up there.
No.
Okay.
But that's a 4.5-star movie. Good movie. Then I watched Blue Beetle.
where did that one come from?
I wanted to put on a movie, and
Same place that Green Lantern came from, I
Yeah, you guys
suppose.
are
Yes.
pulling out these crazy.
Next week, Shai's like, so I watched The Flash. The director didn't want me to watch
sucked.
it.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I watched Cobra Kai. I haven't seen all of it, but the main actor in Cobra Kai, Sholo, he's the star of Blue Beetle. I've heard that he's going to be carrying over to the DCU. It's not confirmed yet. But I was like, I'll give this a shot. Kind of want to put on a superhero movie. I haven't seen this one. Watch something I haven't seen. So I decided to put on Blue Beetle, and it is mid. Very, very mediocre.
They're like, we have to have George Lopez in this.
You're really practicing your Spanish this week.
Yes, I am. Or just
Yes,
any foreign language. Like, it was like, it started
Yeah,
off
that's
with
right.
Emilia Pérez, and then Japanese, and now
Riley's like, I like foreign films.
Konnichiwa. That means hello.
George Lopez, I don't like his character. He's just screaming the whole time. And
That's what's funny though.
No.
You're like, where's Lowrider?
I thought the action would be cool because I thought the trailer, I'm like, man, the action looks pretty cool. The action's
I
not
think
that cool.
Blue Beetle's a really cool character. I remember he was in Injustice 2,
Yeah.
the fighting game. He was cool to play as. He kind of is similar to Green Lantern, where he can kind of like make
Yes.
constructs and
He
stuff.
makes a cool anime sword, but they really don't really
So
do
you're
a whole
saying
action.
They didn't do the constructs well
No.
for that movie either.
No. And Susan Sarandon is horrible in this movie. She plays the villain,
Oh,
and she's just, the acting of her is really bad.
He's like, I'm getting up there in years. I just want a paycheck.
I'm trying to get that bread. Also, you have a spider on your sleeve right now.
Dude, that was gonna be like the Blue Beetle.
Josiah's like,
You don't think it would be like the spider in Spider-Man?
Yeah. Oh.
Josiah's like, I'm gonna hit Noah.
Well,
Speaking of, or are you?
I still have one more movie.
Okay, 5-word review for whatever.
The Running Man.
Did you log that?
Yes, I logged it.
Okay, 5-word review for The Running Man. The man runs.
Good premise, bad execution. Arnold
That's not that sentence doesn't
Arnold,
make sense.
like Arnold Palmer.
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold from the Magic School Bus.
Arnold from Hey Arnold.
Arnold. Miss Frizz.
Did you just watch that in anticipation of the remake coming?
Yep, I did, and it wasn't very good.
It's like an old movie, isn't it?
It is
Pre
1987.
Predator. No, it was after Predator.
Yeah, but Arnold's good. I mean, he's Arnold. The actress he had with her, she like is ADR most of her lines. It was really distracting. The action isn't good. So like a good action film without, an action film without good action.
It's just a film.
It's just a film. I can watch any of those. Next movie.
Got him. Yeah, and so 3 of us did end up having a movie night last night. We did not watch American Psycho in Riley's home theater. We did watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And let me tell you, everybody was just getting ready to pin Riley to the wall because Riley's the one responsible for picking a movie, and we were about 30 minutes late in starting the movie because Riley wouldn't pick. But then he finally picked, and he picked Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I don't. Riley didn't pick the movie. We sort of said, let's just watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Riley's like, okay.
I was really trying to build you up there. He's trying to tear you down.
I'm not.
He always does.
I'm trying to paint an honest picture.
But anyway, I think that was the perfect movie to watch on that TV.
It was
in that room
with those speakers.
That is a good movie.
Nothing more to say.
No, it's a fantastic movie. There's a reason why it's in my top 4 favorite films of all time. It is I think it's perfect. I just love each time I cry. I literally have a tattoo of "It's a Leap of Faith," Peter B. Parker, and just I love that he's like, no, I'm volunteering to stay back. Everyone's going. I'm gonna stay back because he's too afraid to go back to his universe and try to be a dad or to try again with Mary Jane.
I'm so proud of you. Do I want kids?
Yeah, he would rather die than do that because his fear is holding him back. And Miles, the thing that he didn't let Miles do. Anyways, yes,
it's a very special movie for you.
It is.
Honestly, it probably could be in my top 4 as well in Letterboxd for originality.
Right.
I'll let you have it, but yeah, I feel like it literally gets better on rewatch because we saw it in theaters in 2018 when it came out, and it was just so much not on people's radar that when everyone saw it, they were just like, "Holy smokes! Like this is amazing!" But then, on a second or third rewatch, after it's built this legacy, it's just you keep finding more and more stuff to appreciate.
Yeah, the music hits so well. Like it does not skip a beat. The writing, like the jokes are just, they're funny each time. The art style has aged super well. Characters, there's not a bad character in this movie. The action's really good.
The emotional beats, which are like numerous. It's not like there's like even one moment that's like tough. It's like,
I love the stuff with his dad.
Yeah, with his dad when
Uncle Aaron,
when Peter Parker dies, when
the voice cast is really good in this movie too. Like,
and it's like there's so many funny moments, like just such quick, or even like in like the background, like it's just visual humor, even stuff that you appreciate on a rewatch that when you notice it. Yeah.
The only thing that I don't quite get is at the end, or not that I don't get it. I don't know why they emphasized it with Penny Parker and Spider-Bot when it like dies. I don't I didn't feel like there was that emotional weight hit me.
Is Noah a sociopath?
I think a little bit.
I'm kind of feel nervous sitting next to him.
See, okay, I don't think that moment was necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if they were just trying to create some loss, like some stakes inside the battle.
Maybe,
But-
I don't know. It's not. It didn't ruin the moment, but it was just kind of like
Because I don't think
I
they
don't
do anything with
think-
that in the next movie.
she's not even in the second movie
Yeah.
until the very end.
Well, neither is Nor or
Yeah,
um.
John Mulaney.
Yeah.
John Mulaney plays
It'll-
himself.
It'll fit inside your pocket.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a leap of faith scene. It's fantastic.
What do you? Because we know that Across the Spider-Verse is also a great movie. What do you think will happen if Beyond the Spider-Verse is? Man, I don't think it can fail. I think the series is too big to fail. But what if it's mid? What if it does not close the?
What if
the
it
story?
never comes out because
it would be
because
a
of the drama
Dark
between Shamik
Knight
Moore?
trilogy.
That's
in-
true.
in my
I mean, we already
opinion.
got that. Yeah, you're right.
What if Shamik Moore is like, I can't do it?
Not without a kiss.
From Haley Steinfeld. He's like, yeah, so we have to go over these lines, Miles, Gwen, quick kiss. She's like, no,
That's not in the script.
we're in a booth.
I'm-
I'm filming next month. You're filming this month. Stop calling this number.
I'm improvising.
How did you get this number?
Anyway,
Spider-Verse. It's pretty good.
yeah.
Moving on. We've been talking about what we've been watching for a long time. Real quick, we'll get into our next segment. What we did this a couple episodes ago. It's called Trailer Talk, where we're just
One man's trash is another man's trailer.
that was the original title.
That's not a trailer. That's not a title. That's the phrase you say with the title.
One man's trailer is another man's trailer talk. We watched 7 trailers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And we're just going to talk about them real quick. Some of these are real new and some of them are older. The first trailer that came out just this week was Daredevil Born Again, the Disney Plus show.
Wait, let's do
Time
the
out?
buy or sell. Did we want to do that?
we can do that.
Where it's just basically like based off the trailer, buy or sell.
Time back in. Okay. Daredevil Born Again. Buy or sell? What do you guys think? Would you buy this? Would you sell it?
Noah doesn't take us seriously.
I know.
That's the problem.
Are we children to you?
I have to talk to you like children sometimes to get you to understand. Buy or sell?
What does that mean? Layman terms.
I was like, I don't understand money. I buy Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, 100%.
I hope it's good for its own sake.
The
because-
trailers are, maybe it's blind faith that Disney Plus
Blind.
actually.
That's kind of messed up. But anyway,
That Disney Plus is actually going to pull off a good Marvel show.
I don't have faith. Therefore, I sell. I never saw season 3 of Daredevil.
Faith. That's kind of messed up. Faith is like a big thing for Daredevil. He's Catholic. You never watched the show.
I just said I watched season 1 and 2. I didn't see this 3rd season.
Josiah said, blip, 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 blip. I'm kind of worried that if this show flops, that it'll soil the legacy of the original series.
Okay, that's essentially what the question I just asked with Spider-Man. If Beyond the Spider-Verse. So I'm just carrying that question over. So you feel like if this is not good, then
Whoa.
it does retroactively affect.
Yeah, I mean, anytime a series doesn't end well, it impacts the series as a whole. Game of Thrones? Who talks about that anymore?
But I would say like The Office. People agree that the last season is not great, but a lot of people just forget the last season then. And then
I never seen it.
it's fine.
We watched up until when Michael
There's
left.
a lot of shows with bad endings, but people still say, like, I still enjoy
Breaking Bad.
What?
He's like, hold on, no, but actually, what you just did,
Breaking Bad. Exactly. Wait.
you just tarnished.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll ruin the original series because season 3 of Daredevil was really good. And
Do you think the MCU will? If do you think it'll hurt the MCU if this show is bad?
the MCU is going to live on forever, regardless of if they do well or not.
Okay.
I agree with
I
that.
want it to succeed. The
Yeah.
trailer looks good. I think Charlie Cox does a good Daredevil, and Vincent D'Onofrio
best.
does a good.
I think he's the best
Kingpin.
as Daredevil. No one can do better. Not Ben Affleck.
Or anyone else. 'Cause it's just those two.
He's the only one.
Okay, so Daredevil Born Again. Bye. The second trailer we watched was The Monkey, Osgood Perkins' next movie, based on a Stephen King novel. So buy or sell in terms of, are we interested or is it going to succeed?
Are we interested?
Yeah.
Would we
Sell.
personally invest in the movie?
Sell for myself.
I would buy.
I think I would buy.
I thought I liked Longlegs and I liked Osgood Perkins, like I think his vision, but it seemed a little too gory for my.
I do say it
like-
looked a lot like Final Destination.
I was about
sort
to
of.
say, yeah, it looks pretty much like a monkey in Final Destination.
So it's on one hand. So if that's the premise and it's really more just about like the kills, I'm not as interested in that. Like that sounds kind of like Saw at that point, which James Wan is producer.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I don't know if that appeals, but I think Longlegs was such a compelling enough production that it's like, let's check it out. Let's see what it's about.
Yeah, I would watch it because it's an Osgood Perkins movie, but even just from the trailer, the gore is like I just don't have an interest in watching gratuitous kills on screen.
I'm kind of interested because it's a Stephen King short story, and it has twins, and I deal with twins every day, so
Can't imagine.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about twins?
I like them.
All of them?
Do you find yourself liking one more than the other? Generally, we're not talking about any specific set of twins.
Depends if one compliments me or one puts me down. Like,
That's
That's
an
a great
excellent take.
distinction.
thank you.
Just saying.
Next trailer we watched was PlayStation's Until Dawn movie.
So
So
Bye.
this is my impression. Hold on. You mean we're going to keep living the same day over and over? Everybody was standing still in the like every shot in the trailer.
wait, it's a different
Josiah's
monster
like-
every day.
What's the mise en scène?
Stop! I can make a comment without you attacking me. That's an shoot. What's
Ad
it called?
hoc?
Ad hominem. Ad hominem.
You guys and your big words. I know I'm very familiar with the Until Dawn game. It has in the game. It has Rami Malek. It has Hayden Panettiere. Save each other.
Save the world.
Save the world.
I didn't hear
Better-
what you said.
better- better
You said-
twin.
He said, "S'il te plaît."
it has really a bunch of different actors in the game, and it's set in this snowy cabin. But this game just feels like it took the title.
Movie.
This movie just feels like it took the title, and doesn't really have anything that's from the game besides the guy in the mask and the Wendigos.
Well, it looks like it has to do with like their choices affect whether they live or die, which is kind of like how your choices in the
Well,
game affect.
It's
who-
supposed to be like the butterfly effect, but this feels like it's just like Groundhog's Day. They just
Oh.
restart.
I had never played the game, so I don't know.
I
how-
don't know anything about the
concept.
games. I thought it seemed interesting enough. I thought it seemed sort of like Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Not
Which it plays
super
off the
similar.
trope of horror movies in general.
It's
I
like-
would say it's more like Happy Death Day.
meets
like-
Cabin in the Woods.
Happy Death Day already did some of these things.
Yeah, I'd watch it. Next trailer, Death of a Unicorn, starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter. Sell.
So
So it
Next trailer.
it looks like a movie that is kind of feels like one of those movies. They're like, we did something here. Like
Yeah.
it feels like really brainy, and they're like, oh, but
Yeah,
self-righteous. Maybe that's too harsh. of a
we're gonna
term.
get a good cast. We're gonna get Jenna Ortega. Okay, check.
she's hot right now.
Who's
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd? Let's get Paul
Will
Rudd.
Poulter's sort of big name.
We're going to take some familiar thing like a unicorn, and we're gonna turn it into a horror icon.
Aren't you?
And then let's get a company to distribute it. A24.
They'll take it.
Yes, go.
I think unicorns in fantasy are oftentimes very like violent.
Yeah, but you don't see that in movies, other than Cabin in the Woods. I think there's a unicorn in that movie.
Mhm.
I don't think it looks like the worst movie, but it just doesn't. It doesn't appeal.
It seems rather forgettable. What didn't seem forgettable, and this trailer came out a long time ago. 28 years later,
I'm buying.
I'd buy.
I would buy. Haven't seen either of the first two movies.
Yeah, but it was you said we should watch this just because it's a good trailer.
Yes.
People
It was a good trailer.
online are being like, "Yo, this is how you do a trailer."
Mm-hmm.
I would agree. You don't know really what's going on, but your interest is piqued. I mean,
hooks
it's
you.
a sequel, so
Yeah, like
You sort of know what's going on.
it was like a number station almost. There's some like
yeah, but then
radio
it
voice.
kind of amplifies into like more of like a cultic like.
Yeah, I think that's
Uh,
pretty cool. Do you know? Sorry, did you already say this? Have you seen the first two?
I seen the first one.
It's not really like an action zombie. It's really more of like a drama,
Yes.
isn't it? And this looked more like an action
Yes.
movie.
I-
Well, maybe not
I
action.
wouldn't say action.
It had
it's
a different movie.
I would say the first one is more like drama horror. Like some people think it's really scary. I and my mom did not think it's scary at all, and she loves zombies. My sister's terrified of it. So I think a lot of people do love the two movies,
Mhm.
28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. But it has Danny Boyle and then Alex Garland, who did Civil War, Annihilation, is writing it. So like that.
Alex Garland wrote the first one.
Oh, so that combo really piques my interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be interested in watching the first two and then watching that. The next trailer, Jason Statham's annual action movie, A Working Man.
So
I don't know. That movie looked like it. I would buy that movie. I think. But you only like
The
art
means on
style
set.
movies. No, I was going to say the first half of the trailer, you're just like, boo, like this is every other David Ayer movie. But it's like, if that's the movie and you know what you're getting yourself into, I thought the action looked interesting. It's like,
I would agree, but that first half felt like so cliche of like everything.
All right, let's not lose any fingers today.
it reminded. I was thinking of Con Air. That's what I was thinking of. Con Air was such a, and I would say, in a sense, something like Predator would be on the same page. It's just like you get a simple premise and then you get a lot of action.
I just didn't like the simple premise of the acting. It's like, you've done everything for me. Now I'm gonna risk my life for you, or like you gave me a job.
I mean, like I know.
I would bet money that was Michael Peña's as the father.
Yeah,
Is that right? I bet he somehow is the main villain. He somehow got his daughter kidnapped.
for the
bet.
for the extortion.
Yeah. I think I'd win that bet.
I think you would win that bet too.
I thought that movie, I was like watching the trailer, I was like, this looks just like The Beekeeper. They came out last year. And that also was David Ayer. I didn't realize.
Yeah, obviously Jason Statham does the same guy in every movie.
I don't know
I
why in
like
the
to make
trailer they didn't put director Fury his best movie.
I know. I like Fury is a good movie.
They put Suicide Squad and Beekeeper.
Yeah. Well, probably because like it's such a different movie.
They're saying this movie. They want a certain audience to watch this movie, and those audience members are more likely to watch Beekeeper and Suicide Squad.
When I've only seen Suicide Squad once in theaters in 2016, and I really liked it. I remember walking out of the theater, and I was just like, "Let's go!" And my friend was just like, "Did you just watch the steaming pile of crap that I watched?" And then I haven't watched it since because
Yeah, it's not a good movie.
I'm gonna hurt you really, really bad.
That's a bad movie. The final trailer we watched, Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg teamed up for Flight Risk.
Y'all need a pilot.
so
Buy? Sell. That was a joke. I sell.
I'm selling, but I'm gonna see this movie just for to see what
The
happens.
walls. Was that Topher Grace?
Yes.
But it's because I was telling Noah, we watched the second trailer. Noah hadn't seen the
I
first
haven't
trailer.
seen the first trailer.
We've seen the first trailer when we've gone to the movies like
3 times.
2 or 3 times. And I'm telling you, they reveal, you don't have to watch the movie. It's all in the trailer. You get the setup. You get the reveal that Mark Wahlberg is not who he says he is. You get the
He's got a receding hairline.
that's the real plot twist. You see Mark Wahlberg get stuck, like he's handcuffed in the back of the plane, so they like switch spots with him. You see them like trying to land at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mel Gibson, what's going on? Man, are you in some financial hardships?
Like, my house is on fire.
Money? Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's not funny, but
Yeah, Riley. Poor taste.
Yeah, man.
So he was just on a show, and he just turns to the guy. He's like, "My house is on fire."
is that actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, his house burned down in the wildfires.
Yeah, well, that's what I assumed, but I didn't know that was like a quote, a direct
Yeah, no,
quote.
he was at some event and he leaned over to another panel member. He's like, "My house is literally burning right
Yeah.
now."
Okay, well, I don't
That
want to
actually
laugh
sucks
at
a
that.
lot.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I'm not laughing.
So he does need money then.
He does.
So
We should go see
we're
it.
seeing flight risk.
Yep.
Let's go. All
Yep.
right.
Support.
So we got a lot of buys and we got a lot of sells out there.
And we had a longer list of trailers that we kind of whittled down. There's a lot of interesting movies coming out, I think.
2025, our movie's back.
They never left.
Got
My
it. So, rolling into this next part, imagine a draft, but also imagine a roster picking activity that we've done in the past. So what each of us have been tasked to do is construct the perfect movie. I think that's just the running title. Perfect movie.
I came up with another title. Let's go to the movies. That's from Annie. Let's go to the movies.
that a
Let's
question?
go to the movies.
I did not know you could sing like that.
I'm full of.
I did not know Riley had the baritone like that.
I just got a bag of tricks up my pockets.
Okay, well, no.
You had us in your losses.
Call back.
Let's go to the movies.
Let's go to the movies. Sure. And so it's similar to a draft, snake draft, in that we will each be taking turns selecting people, and we can't have the same picks.
Yeah, Riley had a thought. As opposed to a snake draft, we all just kind of like go in a rotation. First, second, third, and then the next pick. First, second, third, then the next pick. First, second, third.
Okay, that's fine. But what we have is we're constructing the perfect movie. Let's go see the perfect movie. And so we each have selected, and I hope, and I'll be interested to see how this plays out. We got a director, genre, setting, lead actor, lead actress, composer, and the bonus selection is a cameo. And so the idea is that we're creating something that's pretty like cohesive, as opposed to picking like
we don't
my favorite
actually,
actor, my favorite director.
We don't actually have a story per se picked out.
But I'm telling you, I think I did something with mine.
Okay. I have a general idea of what it could look like, but
Okay, so Riley, why don't you start?
All right.
Give us the director of your perfect movie.
I gotta go with the GOAT, the greatest of all time. People love him. People show up to his movies. You know you're getting a good movie when you see this director on the bill, and that's Christopher Nolan.
okay. So I'm assuming you're gonna have either a sci-fi or a thriller for your genre. Because if you say comedy, I'm not coming to this movie.
Trust.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan.
Riley
Nobody's
said,
really
trust
surprised.
the process yet again.
Okay, so Riley, Christopher Nolan. For myself, I guess we'll just go this way. My director is one who, man, he's up and coming, but he has made a name for himself, and he has such consistent work. Robert Eggers.
Okay, so you're making a horror, dark, gray movie,
We'll see.
I assume. Josiah's like,
Romance.
Comedy. Yeah, rom-com.
okay. For mine, I chose the dynamic duo of brother filmmakers with the Coen brothers.
So you're going for a black comedy, slice of life, dialogue heavy.
I don't know if slice of life is what they do. Dialogue heavy.
Fargo, well, Fargo, A Simple Man, Burn After Reading.
I don't
Slice of life, maybe not
know if-
entire, not slice of life, but like very much
Everyman.
a
Like,
snapshot
Yeah.
in someone's life.
sure.
Not explosions. or not-
Yeah, again, I haven't really thought about this theory a ton, but
That's why you're gonna lose.
maybe.
So,
Okay.
then it goes to me
Mhm.
for the first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, as you can imagine with Robert Eggers, I'm doing a horror movie. Robert Eggers
Shocker.
has done horror movies,
What?
and he's done them well. Horror movies, but not like slash horror, not creep or not.
Josiah's trying to create a sense of dread,
That's a good word.
a sense of discomfort.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I think I'm going to get there.
Maybe. I hope he has Willem Dafoe as his cameo. For my genre, it's something the Coen brothers have done well. I was going to say Western, but I'm not. It's not quite a Western. It's going to be historical fiction.
Which would be
So it's a time-
Oh, brother, where
timepiece.
art thou?
Yeah. And then they did.
Martin Fink.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the Westerns.
Make a Paul Revere
Ballad of
movie.
Buster Scruggs.
What's the other Western?
Hail Caesar.
Oh,
True Grit.
that's the one. Couldn't think of it. What'd you say?
Huh? I said you're making a Paul Revere movie.
No.
British are coming. British are coming.
One by land, two by sea. Paul Revere.
Where did that come from?
I just first name that thing.
Bro, it's like I've been thinking a lot about Paul Revere
reading
lately.
Paul Revere autobiography. Okay.
And Christopher Nolan, he does sci-fi fantasy so well, and that's my genre. It's gonna be a movie that makes you think.
Sci-fi. You saying sci-fi fantasy, or do we have to differentiate those?
Oh,
Probably sci-fi.
yeah, science fiction.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to understand your own story?
Yeah.
100%.
Step one.
So we go back in time, but which is actually the future.
What is it?
And I am my father's son. What? You see,
Next
you
question.
get injured. You go to the hospital, and the doctor says, "I cannot operate on this patient." And you're like, "Who's the doctor?" You guys don't know that riddle?
I've heard of
that one.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, leave this hanging in suspense with that.
So for my setting, if I said historical fiction, we could go any number of time periods. We certainly could have gone to the Revolutionary War, but I'm going to a different revolution, the Industrial Revolution. In
Turn
like
of the century.
1800, like late 1800s, like New York. Because I'm trying to think of
Child labor, the
Yep.
typhoid Mary.
Yep, you got it.
Please keep talking.
Syphilis. New York. So I think Gangs of New York is probably like similar time.
I'm thinking of like The Jungle, which is the book. That was in Chicago, but it's just like lead character works at a canning factory. His
Or,
family lives in an attic.
What's that book that I read?
Horrible
The Devil
Winters.
in the White City. That one's also Chicago, but that's that period.
Okay.
I'm doing like a futuristic alternate reality. It's set around the world, so you're going to many different places, and it's in the future.
Riley said, for my setting, I choose all of them.
Everywhere.
There's an elaborate train system underground, and we're just going to different locations throughout that train system.
That sounds really.
Riley's like, I have thought about this.
And because I actually have the blueprints, I have the schematics.
We use magnetic rails.
Yeah. Is it so? Is it like a Cloud Atlas sort of deal where it's like different stories around the world connected by this monorail?
It's gonna be when you see my actors, you'll start to paint the picture of.
So Robert Pattinson
So when you see my actors,
is going to be traveling around with Rebecca Ferguson.
no, actually, I get to pick the lead actor now. So
Yeah, I
haven't done my setting
That's
yet.
my.
Can I? Okay.
I'm hoping I'm right with that prediction.
So my setting. So obviously Robert Eggers is a real period piece kind of guy, and he's done like colonial America. He's done what was The Lighthouse? That was like
18, maybe turn of the century.
turn of the century. I did Victorian England. Northman. Where's that? Scandinavia. So my setting is most specifically during the Dust Bowl, but generally the Great Depression, 1930s America, Midwest.
I can't see it right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so because it's real. I don't want to say iconic, but just like you have an image in your mind of this setting, but it's a horror movie and it's in black and white because it's Robert Eggers. Please stay with me here.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Okay. You're up, Riley.
So my lead actor, I'm picking a different actor just to prove Noah wrong.
I love that I got that right because I've been called predictable.
I gotta go with the man himself, Ryan Gosling.
Man, that was that not anybody's other pick for what you would have picked?
No,
Riley's like, my concept of my perfect movie is my favorite actor and my favorite director.
that's what we're doing.
I think we understood the assignment differently here.
Anyway, sorry.
And Ryan Gosling is Batman.
And my lead actress is Florence Pugh.
All right. Okay.
Sorry. So tell us how Ryan Gosling
this
is
sucks.
using the train system.
So he's the engineer that created.
No, I'm picking Robert Pattinson. Okay,
Okay.
we gotta keep this train above 88 miles an hour.
it's Robert Pattinson. Okay, Noah's right. He's always been right.
Not sure about that one. But like, okay, you got any more to say on?
Well, once I get my lead actress, it's starting to paint the picture a little bit more. But Robert Pattinson can do any accent, any character. He dives into that character. That's why I love him for him. Love that about him.
Nice. My lead actor is one who has not worked with Robert Eggers yet, but one who you've seen him in so many different genres, mostly comedy, but he's so compelling in his non-comedy roles, and so in a Robert Eggers movie, he's so interesting because he'd do a great job. Jim Carrey, full beard. Are you
That's a
feeling
good-
me? I'm telling you, and stay with me here.
I could just see Jim Carrey playing Lily Rose Depp's character in Nosferatu. I see it.
I was going to say a line, but I can't think of any lines. But yeah, so Jim Carrey in this black and white Great Depression movie as a man, he's just trying to survive. He's facing off this thing
Does he have
that lives in the dust
Does he live on a homestead?
with a wife. But you got to wait till next round to hear who that is.
Trying to think who the wife would be. I don't have any predictions yet. My lead actor, you chose Robert Pattinson because he can do accents. But my lead actor, I really like. I think he sounded so cool when he did his American accent in Minority Report, and I think he would fit this role well. I choose Colin Farrell, and he's like,
He's a
he's
good
part of some sort of. I mean, I don't have this fleshed out, but he's some sort of streetwise guy. He has maybe like a little sidekick, some little kid who runs around with him.
This is industrial
revolution. So he's
era New York.
yeah.
Is he what part of the caste system is he in? Is he upper
The
class?
lower echelon.
Okay.
Yeah, he's towards the bottom. But maybe he meets a lucky lady who comes from riches.
Titanic?
Maybe. Okay.
So lead. Yeah, it's me. So lead actress is going to play opposite Jim Carrey in my masterpiece, and it's his wife. They are facing the horrors of this time period together, and it's Kate Blanchett. I'm tearing Noah to pieces right now because I'm doing such an amazing job.
I wasn't sure who you'd pick. I was gonna say like Emily Blunt or something, but she'd be too young.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta get someone who's a little bit more aged.
Kate Blanchett. It's a good pick.
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure how many movies of her I've seen, but I think she has several Oscars under her belt, or at least one. She's great, and man, I can see her and Jim Carrey. I can see them being captivating on screen together.
I can really see them having like they really butt heads, but they have to work together to save the homestead.
Butt heads because they're facing not just against the starvation and the financial hardships.
Who lives in the dust?
The dust banshee. We're working on that part, but we'll figure that one out. The dust wraith. Okay, well, come back around to me. We'll figure out the dust.
Maybe just the wraith.
That actually kind of sounds
pretty awesome. I get a screenwriting
He's in
credit
the
for
dust.
this movie, right?
He's in the dust.
The wraith is back.
Noah's like, screw my movie, Josiah. I love your movie.
Can I please be a part of your production? Please give me a screen credit. Please give me a screen credit. For my lead actress, I wanted to choose someone similar in age to Colin Farrell who could play a love interest. They're not married yet, but maybe they will be by the end of the movie. And she came from Britain to start a new life after her father started some sort of thing with his money in New York. So I choose Haley Atwell. And
Not too hard on the eyes either.
She's very gorgeous to me.
I think her and Colin Farrell would have great on-screen chemistry, and they would make the movie
Because
work.
Haley Atwell comes from money, and she knows it.
Mm.
She's like, I'm not entertaining this low life, but he's like,
But he's so charming. No, he does an American accent. Hey, come on, let me show you around. You don't want to mess with those guys.
those guys will beat you up, steal your bottle caps.
They don't care that you're a lady.
Okay.
So we see a lot of married couple romance. We see father-daughter on screen. We see the brotherly relationship on screen. But I wanted to get the brother-sister relationship. So I'm casting a younger sister for Robert Pattinson. And who better than a rising star in Kaylee Spaney?
I was like, yeah, yep. I like that approach. That is a newer dynamic.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit more.
So in this story, which I haven't fleshed out a whole lot, but
We're not quite sure where it starts or where it ends yet.
or middle
But
or
it's got the
climax.
monorail system.
Magnetic monorails.
So
in all
Robert
the major
Pattinson's a
cities.
pilot. He's supposed to transport this really important figure. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. That's flight risk.
Oh.
But it's a tale around the world where Robert Pattinson
So
and
it's going to
Kaylee
do really well in China.
Spaney are racing.
Unless they go to Taiwan.
They're racing against the clock. And it talks about just their. It's a story about science fiction. It has a science fiction
It's
genre.
about science fiction.
And the genre of science fiction, it's going to bend your mind, but there's always intertwined is a story about a brother and sister.
Interdewined?
Dewine.
Interdewined.
Is it like a sci-fi action?
Yeah, sci-fi action.
Drama?
So you're telling me
Sci-fi
this
action.
is a reverse bullet? We're going to have to explain,
Yes,
well, we
explain
have
a
a lot
lot
of these
that far.
sci-fi elements through dialogue.
That's not going to be as heady as Tenet or Inception, but still has that sci-fi.
The
action.
general audience member can understand the magnetic
And they're going to be
monorail system.
crying by the brother and sister relationship they see.
Is it going to be like that Folgers commercial?
No. No, that's not what we're going for. That's not my perfect movie. No.
We got to shut that down right now. I hear a lot of people talking about how my movies, like the Folgers commercial from 2009.
That's funny.
Okay, so
Crap.
composer?
No.
I wrote down one name, but I didn't realize I'd be going first. And since this is a draft and we're allowed to take other people's picks, cannot duplicate a pick, and Riley can't stop talking about Hans Zimmer, I'm going to choose Hans Zimmer so Riley can't have him. But not only for that reason, but also because Hans Zimmer can do any genre. I don't know if he's ever worked with the Coen brothers before, but I'm sure he would ace the assignment. So now Riley's Googling other composers.
I'm just making sure I get this guy's last name right. Wait, am I next? Oh, thank goodness.
Well, don't you want to congratulate me on my pick?
No, I'm fine with my pick.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think about industrial era, poor boy, trying to woo the rich girl. What was your genre? Historical fiction.
Historical
but like,
fiction.
what is that? Like romance,
I think
drama?
it's got like comedy elements.
I guess if it's a Coen
because
Brothers movie.
they fall in love. They don't love each other at first. At first, he thinks she's too stuck up, and she thinks he's a street rat.
There's a reason why he's the GOAT.
I'm thinking
he could do it.
I'm thinking of
Hans Zimmer.
like the music in Sherlock Holmes, because that's same
I'm
era.
thinking of that, but I don't think that would be an exact
It was
match
like
because
like it was really intense.
but that was Hans Zimmer.
Interesting.
But I think we would go for a different tone. I think Hans Zimmer, if we give him all of these, he's like AI. You give him all these elements that you want, he'll be like, I will give you the perfect. He's German.
I will give you
The perfect.
No, that's
that's French. He'll deliver.
Well, I hope so.
Oh, he will. Don't worry.
Since Hans is off the table, I'm going with the next best. He's cemented himself as one of the best composers working today. He's worked with Christopher Nolan 2 times, and that's Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah, I mean that's a good pick.
He did Tenet.
Kiss the Ring.
Yes, that's Hans Zimmer. He did Tenet. He did Oppenheimer.
I feel like the music in Oppenheimer is so unlike Hans Zimmer's music. I feel like it's not broad, just strings and stuff. It's a little bit more like
You're thinking of can you
science
hear the
fiction.
music? It's like
yeah, droning sort of. So I just think
I think that's a great
pick.
Thank you. I'm trying to do a good job, so I really appreciate that.
Except what did he do? He did Oppenheimer and what?
Tenet. He did Black Panther. He's done the Mandalorian score. Like this guy.
I know who he is. I was asking what he did for Christopher Nolan.
Let me say what? Your turn.
Let's just get this show on the road. For myself, I just went with a composer who I don't know if I've seen too much of his movies, but what I have seen, I've been really moved by, and they've been of different genres. Oh, well, I mean, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, he's done even more. So I would be really interested to see what he would do with a 1930s horror movie, and that's Rob Simonson.
That was, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. I mean, because he did The Whale, he did The Adam Project, and he did Deadpool and Wolverine. So,
did you look up who has done Robert Eggers' previous movies?
I thought about that about 5 minutes ago. I was like, I should look that up, but I didn't. So, I mean, it would be interesting just to see if Robert Eggers has like a guy who he just works with. Rob Simonson, he's done good stuff. Because this would be a sad horror movie. It would be horror, but it would just be like.
Would I be crying if I went to see it?
No, not like a sad like heartbreak. Sad like
as in like this
existential,
is like deprived. There's no hope at the end of the film. I don't think I want to watch this movie.
Well, I'm not saying.
Yeah, turn against him.
So what's this with the monorail system?
No, I just think. But when I'm thinking of, because that's kind of like what The Whale was, and that, I guess when Rob Simonson just. But you can put music to that in a way that like it just makes it a more of a multi-sensory experience. Even if it's sad, it makes it just like holy smoke, like sad, but it's cathartic still in an existential sort of way.
Your movie doesn't sound like it would be cathartic.
Yeah, well, we're still ironing out the details, but the they do defeat the Wraith, but at what cost? I'll just leave it at that.
I think the Wraith also in turn sort of defeats them.
That's great. I don't
that's why Kate Blanchett is making it through to the end of this movie.
Well, no, I think they
Carrey's
probably make it through the end. It's probably like their livestock or their second-born child or something.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my composer. But we have a bonus. We have the
Cameo.
bonus for our movies, and that's a cameo. It's someone who makes a brief appearance. And it's you.
It's me. So it's a sci-fi movie. So I'm thinking like, and what would really make this movie? It's a heady movie, but I also want a really like interesting creature thrown in there.
Are you getting because you liked Godzilla -1, so you're wanting to throw in like a creature?
It's not like a huge monster. It's like human size, kind of like a Nosferatu or Pennywise size build. Because my cameo
is Bill Skarsgård.
is Bill Skarsgård.
Okay.
But it's him as a creature or in motion capture.
Yeah, or
makeup.
makeup, but it's him.
Why is there a creature?
Yeah, so that adds a whole. So it's Earth, but it's
Does it live in the tunnels?
Maybe.
but it's only a cameo. It's not a developed character.
Wait, when we say cameo, do we want like a Stan Lee kind of person?
Cameo. They're in like one scene.
One quick scene. They're in and out. They're not.
They kind of get a reaction from the audience.
So now
they're
you
like,
gotta-
oh, he's in this.
You got to deal with this whole creature who this one in particular is brief. But
Maybe the whole movie they're building up this mythos around this creature, and then they finally encounter it.
He's like a mole man. He's like a mole man that lives underground.
He's the light
and he
tunnels
burrows
man.
into the tunnels.
Can we cut this out?
Unfortunately, no. So for my cameo, it is, of course, I thought of Willem Dafoe and what's the other?
Nicholas Hoult.
No, the other actor who's been in a lot of Robert Eggers.
Oh,
Who played the doctor.
get back to me.
So I was thinking about them, but I wanted to, and actually let me know if I'm allowed to do this, but for my cameo, not for my lead actor, but for my cameo, I wanted another Robert Eggers movie alumni, and I wanted Robert Pattinson.
Not allowed to do that. He's been picked.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was as a cameo versus as lead actor.
I feel like a pick is a pick.
Ralph Ineson is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could change my pick, I'll allow it.
No,
can't change cameo.
No. I would have
I'm
to
a cameo.
I would have to say nay.
You say that lead actor and cameo have to be different.
I think if Riley has Robert Pattinson for a pick,
Okay.
he's off the table.
That's fine. I want to stick with
He'd be underutilized anyway.
Well,
maybe he would voice the Wraith.
Well, you know what? At that point, I'm sticking with Willem Dafoe
Okay,
as the Wraith, maybe because the Wraith doesn't.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, the Wraith is more ethereal throughout the movie, but then maybe there's like a climactic final scene where they see this Wraith in its true form. It's actually a little bit more personified.
It's Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, and
It's always been. He's probably
Think about
it's
it,
not probably
Jim Carrey.
naked.
it would be no, it wouldn't be his body. It would be a voice.
CGI creature.
It would be a voice. It's
a
cosmic
creature,
horror.
humanoid creature.
It's just Willem Dafoe's face.
Josiah and Riley's movie share the same universe.
No.
They both have a humanoid creature.
Okay. I think I really nailed this. So let's hear
Anyway,
what
so
you
wait, say more about it. He's
Willem Dafoe as the Wraith.
okay, but
Throughout the Wraith is just more of a presence. It's almost like, is there a Wraith or is it just us going?
is it just the
us
sand?
getting
Is it
his-
just the dust?
Us getting hysterical from the lack of food and the stress.
Our livestock are eating.
But then we
sand.
get to
Picturing it right now.
But then we get to the end and there is something. Is it real? Is it like a hallucination? But it's Willem Dafoe just like, I'm gonna get you.
Okay, so for my cameo, I'm trying to figure out the role incorporation. Maybe he's the gang. So Colin Farrell's part of like a street gang, and they got a gang
Really
leader.
got mixed up with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, unfortunately, but he's lived his whole life in this crowd. And the gang's got to have a leader. And so I think someone who would fit the bill, who's worked with the Coen brothers before, would be the big man himself, Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, I like that. But he's got to have a real gnarly name.
Yeah, he's
Iron
like,
Eye
he's
or
like,
something.
yeah, like Sawtooth or something, or
What's the bone saw?
Bonesaw. I think that's what I was trying to think of. I said Sawtooth. Bonesaw. He's a Bonesaw Bill.
That's pretty gnarly. You hear about him a lot during the movie, but then you see him maybe.
When I
Colin
hear
Farrell
Bonesaw, I just think of the Spider-Man 1 wrestling guy. Bonesaw is ready.
that Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Bonesaw Bill. It's canon at this point.
Because he's got one of his. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Sawtooth still. I was going to say something with teeth.
And when he shows him, he's like, and he's got spiked
Hisses.
pointy teeth. Man, you know what we should have done? We should have
Had a
concluded
name.
with a title for our movie.
Okay,
I don't
mine-
think I can come up with one on the spot that's going to do it justice.
If I had to do it off the spot, I'd say The Wraith.
Tenet 2.
That's like The Witch. Why don't you keep working on that one?
Tenet 2.
I mean, it's just The Witch, but it's like The Northman. I mean, that's Robert Eggers. The Lighthouse. The Nosferatu. He's done it before.
Yeah, something. What can I do for mine? Something that is the name comes from the setting, but it's Coen Brothers.
Iron, smoke, coal,
Um,
dust, dirt, streets.
Streets of Dust. Streets of
Street smarts. Street smart. With
Streetwise.
Yeah.
I
think The Wraith. I think that leaves enough up to the imagination.
Now Robert Eggers has 2 The W movies.
Great. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I'm all right.
You know, I swear it's not. All right. Let us know, if you made it this far, let us know whose movie you would most want to see.
Yes.
Is it Tenet 2? Is it The Wraith? Or is it Street Smarts with Colin Farrell?
Tenet 2 is a working title, okay?
Featuring Bonesaw Bill, played by Jeff Bridges.
I feel it, but if you can't rely on Bonesaw Bill too much because he's a cameo. I'm Jeff Bridges. That's your opinion, man.
Now, Colin Farrell's character's name would be Ezekiel. No. What's an old name? Harold, but they call him.
Hey, H, did you go down to the canning factory? His friend is from New Zealand.
Played by Taika Waititi.
That was Let's Go to the Movies.
That was Let's Go to the Movies.
Let's go to the movies.
Let's go.
To the movies. Now, thank you, Josiah.
What is Let's Go to the Movies?
We are now doing our weekly trivia. This week theme is Quentin Tarantino movies.
I have one win.
And Josiah has 1 win. This is season 3.
I have 0
Season
wins,
4.
but I haven't had the opportunity to win.
This is season 4. Josiah was with 1. No, will you test your buster? Thank you. All right. Quentin Tarantino trivia. Question number 1. In this Quentin Tarantino movie, you will find an anime sequence at the start of Josiah.
Kill Bill. Volume 1.
That is correct. Question number 2. In Pulp Fiction, Butch, played by Bruce Willis, goes back to his apartment during the film to retrieve a family heirloom. The importance of this heirloom is conveyed in the monologue by Christopher Walken.
Oh,
Josiah.
shoot. It's a watch.
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm going to catch up there. You don't pronounce the H. It's heirloom.
Oh,
I was going to say,
Heirloom.
I wasn't sure if it was like a pocket watch or a whatever, but it's just a watch.
yep. That's correct.
Nice.
Haven't seen Pulp Fiction.
Come on,
He
Noah.
shoves it
You
up
got
his-
this.
He shoves it up his butt
Yep.
to not get it.
Question number 3. And once upon a time in Hollywood, there are 4 rising stars in the recent years in Austin Butler, Sydney Sweeney, Margaret Qualley, and Mickey Madison. Noah.
Never. I shouldn't have buzzed in.
Anything? 3, 2, 1.
Charles Manson?
Incorrect.
I thought you were going to ask the final.
But which one was put to fire by a flamethrower at the movie's climax by Rick Dalton?
Of those 4, I would say Austin Butler.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Mickey Madison.
She's the one in Honora, is that right?
Yep, that's correct. Okay. No, you still got this. Question number 4. This famous director is the narrator in Quentin Tarantino's 8th movie, 2015's The Hateful Eight.
The director?
This famous director is the narrator in Quentin Tarantino's 8 movie 2015's Hateful Eight. Josiah.
Quentin Tarantino?
That's correct.
Oh my god.
I was like, there's no way.
Oh man. Okay.
That's a good question. I like that one.
Josiah,
There's a little trick
Josiah
question there.
wins, but we still have 2 more questions. Question number 5. Who plays Mr. Orange in Reservoir Dogs and also has starred in 2 other Quentin Tarantino movies, with his last being in The Hateful Eight?
Well, I mean, obviously, I can think of the Reservoir Dogs cast. I just don't know.
Josiah.
Who is Harvey Keitel?
That is incorrect. Noah.
Michael Madsen.
That is incorrect.
Oh, that's a good guess.
It was Tim Roth.
Oh, he is in Hateful Eight. Yep.
All right, bonus question. What item does Rick Dalton do commercials for in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Noah.
Pomade.
Which are branded Red Apple.
I said pomade.
What's pomade?
Like hair
Gel.
Oh.
Styler.
Incorrect.
I don't know what you're saying.
what are you saying right now?
Josiah.
I don't. Based off of the red apple, I don't know. I was gonna say dog food, canned dog food.
Incorrect. It was cigarettes.
Because
I don't smoke, so I wouldn't know that.
I do smoke, and I didn't know that. I love smoking.
That was Quentin Tarantino trivia.
Very good. Very, very great.
Yeah.
Because I won.
You won.
Very bad for me.
Two wins. Feels pretty good. It feels good because I've not got this close in a while to winning.
And now
I'm.
We got to build him up so that he can fall that much further when he's
It's happened to Noah before several times.
Bad
I
feeling.
neglected to think of something, so talk amongst yourselves.
I wonder what Josiah's going to pick for trivia.
what happened there? Let's recap. What happened?
You fell apart.
I know a lot about Quentin Tarantino, and I'm pretty good at trivia, generally speaking. I would have to say that the reason I didn't do well is because the questions were not written very well.
Incorrect. I would say the questions were written very great. And I would say that I had my trivia for next week.
Thank you.
Care.
This is why I like the twin that builds me up and not tears me down.
You tore me down by writing questions that I didn't know the answer to.
What?
Next week's trivia, I talked about it in the past couple episodes, and I talked about how much I like him. It's Ben Stiller. We're doing Ben Stiller trivia.
Is Severance going to be on there?
I don't know. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
This is a movie podcast, not a TV podcast.
Well, don't complain about something that doesn't exist
I
yet.
didn't complain. I asked a question.
Shout out TV shows.
And you know what? Shout out TV.
Shout out to season 2 of The Bear.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you all. Thank you for being on this journey with us.
This episode has gone a lot longer than I was anticipating.
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.